They gave an update on Shohei Ohtani. Do you remember the 1,000 people that were watching Ohtani throw his bullpen during spring training? Do you remember all the horse hockey of the GMs who say, oh, he looks so good in the bullpen? Hey, you know what? We're going to throw to live hitters because that makes all the difference in the world. It's such a joke. Stop believing all of the stuff that's told you by these people. It's just wrong. So Tony's throwing the bullpen and everyone's all excited, but Robert said he's not going to pitch in Japan, but he's going to hit. But don't worry, we've got Yamamoto and Sasaki to pitch in Japan. It's all going to be great. Look at Sasaki's splitter, man. It's so good. He's so good. Meanwhile, while all of the excitement of spring training is happening, guess what? Ohtani has not thrown a bullpen since February 25th. Remember the excitement of him finally graduating from throwing from 60 feet, 90 feet, 180 feet. Then you get on the mound, and then you start doing more than just a fastball. You start throwing a few off-speed pitches. See how that feels. The thing about doing a bullpen is you do a bullpen, then you see how you feel, then you do a bullpen again the day after. So it's pretty much every other day we have guys throwing bullpens. And do you know what happens when you can't do a bullpen? It's because you're not feeling right, because something happened. So finally, someone said, I can't imagine it took this long because it's March 6th when this happened. Hey, why isn't Ohtani throwing a bullpen since February 25th? Oh, no problem. We're giving him a little respite. That's the new code phrase of course, for a setback. You don't need to give a player a break from throwing bullpens unless they're hurt. Now, of course, what they're telling us is they want to give him a break because he's ramping up as a hitter. Normally, I'd have a ton of sympathy and understanding for such gobbledygook. But is it or is it not true that Shohei Ohtani is a two-way player? A top of the rotation starter for which he's paid, and a top of the rotation, middle of the rotation bat MVP for which he is. Is it not true that I have gotten castigated, if not fully castrated? Well, that had nothing to do with my Ohtani take. However, it's really hard to be a two-way player, which is why we've never seen anything like Ohtani since Babe Ruth, because to be so good at both is impossible. To be a full-time MVP type hitter is a full-time job. To be a full-time Cy Young award-winning pitcher or Cy Young contending pitcher is a full-time job. Shohei Ohtani is not just recovering from a Tommy John, he also tore his labrum. We're talking about understanding that no matter what your name is, no matter how cute your dog is, for you to be ready to play a full regular season, albeit at DH, though it doesn't matter, that's a full regular season, you got to get ready and you got to be healthy. Focusing on pitching when you're not feeling perfect is a mistake because it can screw up your legs if your arm is hurting. It can screw up your legs if your shoulder's hurting. It can screw up your hitting if anything's hurting. They acknowledged he's not going to face hitters before going to Japan, but they were unwilling to talk about his timeline. Why do you think that is? Because when we have bad news to share, we don't share it. We tell you, hey, we're not sure, we haven't heard, we have no idea of the timeline. When you do know the timeline, you try to downplay it. He's out for the near term. He's likely not going to be around till summer, till after summer. When there's good news, we say it exactly. We are looking forward. The plan is Ohtani will be available to pitch in the rotation in May. We are excited because we're putting LeMahieu on the injured list, but we expect it to be a minimum amount, 15, 10, 5, whatever the number of days.